everyone, and welcome to Rebirth Summit 2026. I'm Philip Woolfolk, Managing Director of Main Street Advisory and Philip Speaks. Through Main Street Advisory, I facilitate funding for real estate investors and entrepreneurs. Through Philip Speaks, I am an author, speaker, and coach where I provide engagements in the areas of financial literacy, home ownership, real estate investing, and self-empowerment, facilitating transformation from limiting beliefs to possibility thinking. Today, I have the pleasure of interviewing Dr. Twila G. Reed. I'm going to share a little bit about your bio, Doc. It's quite extensive, so I'm not going to cover all of it. So Dr. Twila is a international trauma-informed speaker and purpose activation strategist, a best-selling author, a Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award recipient, an honorary doctorate in humanitarianism and leadership honoree. She brings more than 15 years of experience in trauma-informed education, resilience development, and leadership strategy, supported by over 2 decades of service in the United States Army. Thank you for your service. Dr. Reed is recognized for her ability to translate complex, emotionally charged experiences into clear, actionable frameworks that support organizational wellness, employee resilience, and leadership effectiveness. Her work focuses on helping individuals and teams navigate high-stress environments, adapt to change, and build sustainable strategies for personal and professional growth. She is a founder of Broken Wings, Inc. and When Heaven Speaks, LLC. She leads initiatives that provide trauma-informed support, strategic development, and empowerment resources. She's been featured on ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, and major publications. Dr. Reed, for her clarity, professionalism, and results-driven approach. She's known for that. So welcome to the show, Dr. Reed.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It is an honor to be here this morning.
Awesome. So let's dive into it. Tell us a little bit about what life was like before your transformation and describe the situation kind of from an emotional standpoint, mentally, spiritually. Help us kind of get to where you were at the beginning.
Okay. Well, before my transformation, I was really just surviving more than living. I'm no stranger to trauma. A teen mom at 17, first boyfriend was very abusive. So I was introduced to trauma at a very young age, and I carried pain quietly. And truthfully, sometimes I still do. So, just surviving and not knowing how to live. I held everyone else together while ignoring the parts of me that were breaking. I think emotionally, I was just exhausted. Mentally, I was functioning, but I was not living. I did not understand what it meant to live the Zoe life, the God kind of life, the abundant life. I had no clue of what that meant. And, spiritually, I knew that God was calling me for more and something greater, but I was stuck. I was just biologically existing. So really not really understanding what it really meant to truly live.
I understand. So what was your breaking point? What major moment or situation forced change for you?
Well, I think for me, there were several turning points, but the most important one for me came when life began to demand more than what I really had in me to give. Okay, so I was given more energy, more time, and just more emotional resources than what I really had to give to people. And June 18, 2001 was really a time when life stood still for us all. Watching my son fight through his traumatic brain injury while just trying to hold my own world together. He was fighting for his life and I was fighting for mine as well. well. I realized that if I did not choose healing at that time, that I really was going to just lose myself, being thrust into unforeseen circumstances of becoming a caregiver in the blink of an eye, not
Right.
really understanding anything about traumatic brain injury, but just having to wake up one day and being put into a situation of caregiving for someone, first of all, that you love dearly, your child, and being able to see them go through that pain, that's
Right.
enough to force you into a turning point.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So was that the turning point for you? Or were
It
there
was.
other things that contributed to that?
Well, that was the main thing. Just really not understanding what was going on in life, and really
Right.
understanding that I had to wake up and come into alignment at that point, or I was going to truly lose myself. I had to learn how to pour into myself,
Right.
because I was lost. I didn't know if I was coming or going or going or coming, and so
Sure.
just really that moment of really waking up to say, hey, I can't do this any longer. I have
Right.
to
Right.
do something different, or I'm not going to be here any
Not
longer.
going to make it.
Can't pour from an empty cup.
Oh, absolutely. So what did that transformation feel like? Kind of take us to through a little bit of your internal process, your fears, the breakthroughs, the healing decisions, and then the steps forward for you.
Okay, well, for me, transformation felt like I was being rebuilt from the inside out. So,
Right.
and why do I say the inside out? Because there were internal changes that were taking place with me. The way I thought, my thought process began to change. My belief system began to change, and my
Right.
emotions began to change. And because when you start to shed old layers of identity, it can feel like it's becoming a threat to your survival. Okay. And
Right.
so it was painful, it was spiritual, it was uncomfortable, because
Right.
when you are transforming, the brain and the body both go through a change. Okay, it forces your body to abandon those familiar things that you're used to doing, those familiar
Right.
patterns that you're used to walking in. And so it was scary. I didn't
Right.
know, what was on the other side. I had to face wounds that I had buried for years, and I
Oh,
just had to
absolutely.
start making intentional decisions.
Oh, for sure. So who or what supported your journey? Did you have people, faith, other tools, practices that helped you get through it?
So God first and foremost, okay? He was my greatest supporter. I mean, his voice, his presence, his instructions, his guidance, his forgiveness, all of that, okay? God carried me when I couldn't carry myself, all right? My
Yeah.
children's resilience really was an inspiration to me. My first book was titled Broken Wings, which was
Mhm.
my son's journey through his recovery. But my
Right.
children became the wind beneath my own broken wings. Okay. And
Mhm.
my mother praying for me, her prayers sustained me. And my husband, his love and his patience, they carried me, they held me up. When
Right.
I thought that I was walking all alone, I wasn't walking all alone. And so God strategically put people in my path that he knew that I would need to help me on this journey
Right.
of hope and healing.
Oh, absolutely. So where are you in your journey now? Tell us a little bit how life has changed. What's different.
Well, I think a lot has changed. Okay. So today, I am fully walking in my assignment today. And what do I mean by fully walking in my assignment? My daily actions and the passions that I have, for the thing that God has really created me to do. Now they have really been synchronized into a high calling. I truly understand what it means when you say that this too shall pass. I'm no
Right.
longer being pushed by results. I'm really now being pulled by a sense of meaning. I'm not doing it for the applause. I'm not doing it for the accolade. Today I'm healed. Today I'm whole. I'm aligned with what God has truly called me to be. I like to think that I'm a movement builder today. Okay. I
Right.
truly want people to understand that the things that you go through in life, it's never for you. It's never
Right.
all of the trauma that I've endured, all of the things that I've gone through. It was never for me. It's always, always to help someone else. So I'm no longer surviving. Now, today, I'm building legacy.
Absolutely. So how are you using those experiences to help others? What in terms of your business, your mission and work that you're doing today is because of what you've gone through and how has that modeled your ability to impact others?
Everything that I have gone through in life has become a foundation of what I do. My entire ministry was birthed and born through trauma.
Hmm.
Okay, everything that I do, my transformation through all of the brokenness and all of the hurt and the pain that I've endured now has become the oil that I am pouring onto others. Okay,
Hmm.
I have various platforms. I have the Conquerors Cafe podcast. I have When Heaven Speaks Learning Academy. I have Pick and Publish already done for you books and journals to help aspiring authors or even established authors that want to build to their portfolio. Today, I empower and I educate and I inspire others to show them that if I can make it out of all of the trauma that I've endured and all the things that I've gone through, that they can make it out too. So through my books, my summits, my speaking engagements, my mentoring program, my coaching, that's how now I'm pouring back into others.
No, that's awesome. So what message would you have for folks who are listening who may be stuck in their own situation or circumstance and trying to figure out what's next for them and how they get out of that?
Well, I think the number one thing I want you to understand, and if you're listening and if you're someone that's really going through and you are a survivor of a traumatic event, I want you to know that you're not broken. You are truly becoming, okay? You're not damaged. You are really evolving into what you were created to be, okay? So I want you to reclaim your wholeness. What feels like the end is actually the beginning of your rebirth, okay? So I want you to just take one step, take one breath, and take one moment at a time and truly understand this too shall pass. It's all about perspective. You can sit and you can wallow and you can, not share your testimony of hope and healing, but we can't do that. God brings you through for a reason. You have to share that testimony to be able to bring someone else out. You don't have to figure it all out, okay? You just
Right.
have to be willing not to ever give up. Don't ever give up.
Absolutely.
Don't ever give up because actually your rebirth is indeed already in motion.
Absolutely. That is really, really awesome. Just thank you so much, Dr. Reed. It's been a pleasure, hearing your heart and your powerful story. Your journey is a beacon of hope. This is another incredible conversation here on Rebirth TV, where we've had the honor of interviewing this individual, Dr. Reed, and this global movement of healing and transformation. Stay tuned for more interviews from courageous speakers and leaders from all over the world. Until next time, this is Rebirth TV signing off.